Fresh off the presses, Washington Commanders Nation, the first domino has fallen in the 2025 offseason. The Washington Commanders have just sent a 2025 fifth-round pick to the San Francisco 49ers for wide receiver DEEBO Samuel. Let's get active. Let's pop. Salutations, ladies and gentlemen. We got breaking news on the Washington Commanders front as the combine is on its penultimate day. The 49ers, Adam Peters' old stomping grounds, and our Washington Commanders have just struck on a deal, sending DEEBO Samuel to Washington. Terry McLaurin has a running mate in Washington. I'm going to keep it a buck for you before we get at, matter of fact, before we get into it. This video, this stream, like everything on the channel, is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, home of the fastest payouts in the industry. YouTube 150 is the promo code. Bet responsibly and do it with BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. I didn't want to spend draft compensation on DEEBO Samuel or Cooper Kupp, but when you tell me it's just a fifth-round pick, and as the days have gone by, I've warmed up a little more to the idea once I put thoughts in that said, I mean, even if he's not as good as he was a couple years ago, still under 30 years old, DEEBO gives our offense something we do not have. Remember when we had Curtis Samuel, we had a Swiss Army knife guy that you can use on the outside, use on the inside, use in the backfield, handoffs, jet sweeps, and not to mention, what was the one thing we bitched about as a fan base out of the receiving corps? A bunch of fall down bandits and a bunch of no yak guys. The no yak bandits known as the 2024 wide receiver crop of the Washington Commanders. Cliff Kingsbury gets the ball in DEEBO Samuel's hand in space. It's going to be a problem for people. It's going to be a problem for people because DEEBO is a bowling ball with the ball in his hand. When he has the ball in his hands, he's a running back. I would like DEEBO to get in tip-top shape again and to stay off the injury report. But who the hell am I to not acknowledge the fact that DEEBO is a significant upgrade over everything we have in that receiver room, not named Terry McLaurin. What are y'all thinking, y'all? What are y'all thinking? DEEBO is owed $21 million this year. You know? Like, DEEBO had a down year last year, missed some games, and had 670 yards and 3 touchdowns, averaging 13 yards a catch. We had dudes play 17 weeks last year that didn't go for 600 yards. So, I'll take it. I'll take it, man. I'll take it, man. When the news come out, I'm here. You already know when the news come out, we're going to talk about it first. Grade the trade. Even though it's stupid to grade a trade as soon as it happens, let me see some grades in the chat. And let me also put this out there. Trading for DEEBO Samuel does not mean we're done with our wide receiver room because I call DEEBO a tweener. He's a tweener. We could play him in the backfield. We could play him on the outside, inside. He's not a typical boundary number 2 receiver. So, we are not done. I don't know if y'all watch them wide receivers run 40s and do field drills today. We are not done at the wide receiver position. We still sign someone during free agency. We will still bring somebody in during the draft. We are not done at the position, but I'll tell you what, it's a good start. It's a good start. So now our wide receiver room consists of Terry McLaurin, DEEBO Samuel, and a Luke McCaffrey. That is the receiver room right now. What up, Jern? What up, Jern? Welcome to DC, DEEBO. Noah Igbenogany, that number 1. It's going to have to come off your chest, my guy. It's going to have to come up. Well, he's an unrestricted free agent anyway, but DEEBO Samuel, go ahead and get your number 1. And once you put that number 1 on your chest, get on the Stairmaster, get on the treadmill. We got to get active. I need lean DEEBO. I need lean DEEBO. Lean DEEBO in DC. DB, holding it down as always with the $50 donation and the channel membership. How are you feeling about this trade, my brother? Mark is right. We're going to be a beast. 199. Y'all been waiting for it, you know. It's crazy. Last year, the offseason was nuts. Like, as soon as the season ended, we got rid of the coaching staff. We got rid of the front office and brought in all this new. This year, we're going into the mix with a good football team, almost to the point of saying Super Bowl or bust type shit, because we came out and was 60 minutes away from the Super Bowl in the first thing, you know? Nah, man, DEEBO got to rock one. Well, he was his best in number 19, but put him in one. Put him in one with a new environment, man. I'm going to put my trust in the general manager. I'm going to put my trust in Adam Peters. If Adam Peters, a guy who was the assistant general manager in San Francisco, feels like DEEBO has a lot left in the tank and thinks he will be a huge, huge upgrade to our offense, I'm going to take his word for it. I'm going to take his word for it, man. I need no podcast, DEEBO. I don't have a problem with athletes podcasting. Just play on Sunday. These guys got to make money. These guys get to have their own lane outside of football. I like it as long as they're performing. I like it, bro. Bring the pod and everything. Just be in shape and stay off the injury report, and we Gucci, man. We Gucci. What up, what up, what up? Welcome to this family, Bet Boy Tony C. Welcome to the Rambler family. We got 855 in the chat right now. Smash that like button. Impromptu breaking news live stream. I've been inactive as of lately, but in March, we getting back active. We back outside, and we're less than 2 weeks away from the start of free agency, and Washington has added its first domino of the offseason. DEEBO Samuel is a Washington Commander. Terry McLaurin has a running mate in the room. And guys, don't think this is all that we add to the room. Cliff looking like Birdman, hands rubbing. Guys, this is probably the last year we get out of Cliff Kingsbury and the second year of the Kingsbury-Jaden Daniels marriage. If you don't think Cliff got a plan for a piece that you can move all around the chessboard of an offense, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't love DEEBO like I did if you asked me this question 3 years ago, but I'm cool with an upgrade. I ain't going to be mad at an upgrade. I'm not going to be mad at an upgrade, man. Rio on it. Rio with the NFL with this new, when as soon as something happens, we got to punch the live on them, man. You got to punch the live. We still got to add to this room now. That means goodbye to De'Ami Brown. Not necessarily, because I don't think De'Ami getting money like that. I don't think his contract is about to be as lucrative and robust as people think it's going to be. Rio, how you attract all the Snyder deranged syndrome folks? I don't know, man. They be coming out the woodworks, though. They haven't realized that shit is new over here now. They haven't realized that. Yeah, what up, Big Sam? What up, Big Sam? I wouldn't be surprised if we continue. I would prefer the next receiver to be added to this room to be young, because DEEBO and Terry, who came from the same draft class, they're pushing 30. They're both pushing 30. We need to add some youth. We need to add an influx of youth to this room. That's why I can still see De'Ami coming back. A draft pick. I know you saw them boys running today. I know you saw the boys run. Just a 5th round pick. We lost our 5th, so adjust your boards when you do your mock drafts. By the way, Monday, we're going to do a mock draft stream. Mock draft 1.0 since the combine is over. I'm going to start the live at like 12 or 1 o'clock, and we're going to do some mocks together. We're going to do some mocks together. We're going to get some defense. And also, Lord Vaughn, congratulations to your Philadelphia Eagles. No hate on this side. Y'all are the champions. Defense is coming, We still getting Myles Garrett, too. We still getting Myles Garrett, too. I'm throwing that out there. DEEBO is coming off a subpar season. I guarantee you'll see a determined and highly motivated DEEBO for sure. And just to put that into perspective, though, that subpar season would have been the second best receiver on this Washington team last year. It was Terry, and it was just a bunch of guys. It was a bunch of guys out that joint. Some guys had their weeks. No, it was a De'Ami week, or it was an OZ week, or it was a Noah Brown week. It was never a Luke McCaffrey week, but we got 1,000 people in the live right now. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. This is where you're going to find the most entertaining, raw, unfiltered, objective, and fun Washington Commanders content. I am Rio Robinson. We're pushing towards 20,000 subscribers this year. Washington drops its first domino of the offseason. DEEBO Samuel is on the way. Shout out to my boy Josh Taylor, JTFB, for all of the things he was putting into motion when it came to this DEEBO stuff. Let me shoot that brother the link. I don't know what he's doing right now. Josh probably has a life on a Saturday, so he might be busy. But, let me throw him the link and see if he want to come through and speak his piece about this DEEBO situation, because he has been saying a lot on the timeline regarding this and telling us and breadcrumbing what was to come. So you never know, man. You never know. Let me hit my boy. I'm live right now. Come on through, my guy. Oh, man. We got a receiver, y'all. We got a receiver. I'm not in love with DEEBO the way that I used to be a couple years ago, but DEEBO's a weapon. He's a weapon and he's an asset. And the difference between what they had going on in San Francisco last year is that we have the chosen one at quarterback. We have Jaden Daniels, and we have a top 3 offensive coordinator in the NFL right now. We're going to get this shit. We're going to get active over here, man. We're going to get active over here. Welcome to the DMV, my guy. Only for a 5th round pick. Let's go, nigga. Hey, Sam Howell, you can't be saying nigga on my stream. But he got a Sam Howell profile picture, Mario, talking about let's go, nigga. Oh, I love it here, man. I love it here. Bet Boy Tony C, new member to the channel. Appreciate you for the $10 donation. Just copped your season tickets for next year. You're excited. This is the first of many upgrades to come. Sure is, man. We're just getting started, man. You're just getting started. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. I need to bring my boy Mose on. My boy Mose knows best. 49ers fans, let's go. I need to talk to some Niners people. I need to talk to my boy Josh. I need to get some people on this job. I need to hear from folks. Let's go, man. How we doing, y'all? How we doing? We got 1,100 in the chat right now. Congrats and shout out to Jahan Dotson, man. DEEBO bringing that bicycle. He's snatching chains. Hey, Friday, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. You said the Lions are getting Myles Garrett. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. But anything but Philly. Anything but Philly, I might retire from YouTube if Philly gets Myles Garrett, man. I miss y'all niggas for real. This dude is DB, man. DB. Come on, man. With the $100 super, man, my guy goes crazy with it. Super chat MVP. DB always holding the boy down. So you can't really grade a trade the night it happens, but let me hear it. What are we thinking of this trade immediately? What are we thinking? I'll give us a B. This is a B trade. This is a B acquisition. I'm cool with it. This is a B acquisition, but it could be higher. It could be higher, man. We need the DEEBO Samuel of a couple years ago, though. We need it, man. We need that shit. Woo! Offseason finally started the offseason a little dry when you're good now. When you're not coming from poverty and you need a whole baptism of the franchise from the top to bottom, it takes a little patience, man, because otherwise you're sitting here on the channel, you're sitting here coming up with rumors, you're doing videos based on what these bum-ass aggregate Twitter pages are talking about. We finally get some actual news to talk about. We're going to get some more in the coming days because the franchise tag deadline is coming up in a few. So there's going to be some interesting names on that list to talk about as well. But we finally got some news right now. I'm cool on that. I don't know if y'all seen Brandon Ayuk tore his ACL and his MCL. I'm not trading for that. That's damaged goods, man. That boy's knees is silly string right now, man. I hope he get better, though. Shout out to him. If he was healthy, sure. That boy's knees went to hell. Of course, they ready to trade him now. That boy lost his whole knee in the process last year, man. Wait and see. PTSD, holding my breath. Hey, lose the PTSD. We got JAYDEN now. We got JD5. That's the only acronym we need to worry about. No PTSD now that Dan Snyder does not own this organization, man. Let Chef Peters cook it up. We're going to see what they do on, though, because we're going to see what he does when he actually gets ingratiated in the offense. It's Jaden, though. It's Cliff. We got something out of Noah Brown. We got something out of old man Zach Ertz. We got something out of Alameda Zacchaeus. DEEBO Samuels is better than these guys. I mean, let me stop being one of those people. Don't put an S at the end of names that don't need it. You know, black people like to say Walmarts, Targets, the Miami Heats, the Orlando Magic. His name is DEEBO Samuel. It's not DEEBO Samuels. Samuel, guys. I'm being that person too. Let's stop adding S's to shit that it doesn't need to be on, man. Oh man, let's get it, man. Daryl Jackson, welcome to the channel, man. Welcome to the Rambler family. I appreciate y'all for locking in with me. Do you still think we can get Ward from them? Yes. DEEBO does not slow down the offseason. We have money. DEEBO doesn't slow down the offseason. DEEBO does not prohibit us from adding to the wide receiver room. You think they finna just sign DEEBO and say, fuck it, let's play football? We still have a lot of roster spots to fill out. We only have 3 wide receivers on the active roster. Terry McLaurin, DEEBO Samuel, Luke McCaffrey. And Luke's not starting. Let's call a spade a spade. Only for a 5th round pick. Chef Peters is cooking early, Swaggy P. And not to mention, hey, what if we get a 5th rounder for Jonathan Allen? It's almost going to be like we didn't have to give up anything. So we trade a 5th for DEEBO. Someone maybe trades a day 3 pick for Jonathan Allen. And it's just, quid pro quo. My boy Hove, what up, man? From the West Coast, Compton in the building. AP fleecing again, 5th for DEEBO. I'll take it. I will take it as well. I'm not going to act like this is the equivalent to us trading for the offensive version of Myles Garrett, because it's not, but it adds to the recipe of the offense. It adds to what we're doing. Pull up in the chat, y'all. Pull up in the chat. Pull up in the chat. We're talking DEEBO Samuels. I'm telling folks to pull up in the chat. What up? We're still going to get something. We're still going to get more in the wide receiver room, and we're still going to get something for Jonathan Allen, though. So this isn't an end-all, be-all type thing. Let's look at DEEBO's numbers over the last few years of his career. I know he only has 1 season with 1,000 yards. This is a wide receiver, too. So Terry is the number 1 receiver over here. DEEBO does not challenge that in the slightest, but DEEBO is a multifaceted used wide receiver. The same way we were using Curtis Samuel. Like, he's going to get, like, in these short yardage. Oh, my God. I'm thinking right now, the short yardage situation down the go that we're going to have with DEEBO Samuel on some of those formations, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, 4th and 2. We go for the 4th more than anybody in the league. Or if we don't go for it the most, we convert the most. DEEBO added to that mix, fire. In those situations where we don't want to put our anorexic ass quarterback out there to run a QB sneak or a tush push type situation, put thick ass DEEBO behind the center. Line DEEBO thick ass up behind Tyler Biadasz and let him be a horse and just slide up in there for a second. DEEBO built like Jalen Hurts. We can run some quarterback sneaks with him. We can put him in the backfield. We can throw a toss to him. We can let him run between the tackles. We can put him in the slot on the outside. That is not a prototypical wide receiver. And Cliff Kingsbury is one of the most creative guys in the business. So the opportunities are plentiful for how we can use this receiver going forward. But moving on to like what the 49ers side of things, they're talking about trading Ayuk. They're trading DEEBO. So they just running with Ricky Pearsall and Jawan Jennings on that side. Are the 49ers about to fall off a cliff after a down year? What they about to do over there? What they about to do on that side, man? What they about to do, man? Because you know what? I don't really care what they're about to do. We here. So DEEBO Samuels, welcome to DC. We got us another wide receiver. How many games did DEEBO play last year? Someone let me know. Someone in the chat inform me. How many games did he play? How many games did he play, man? Let's go. Traded just for a 5th round pick. That's a steal. Now we need to get a 5th for Jonathan Allen, so we still have a 5th rounder to go in the draft. You know what we do? We spit around these parts, man. Are they going to sign Wagner back or go after the Eagles linebacker? I hope we build up the D in free agency and add offense all of the draft. I just want us to get good players. I want us to get good talent, and I'm not closing off. Any way we can get it, I'll take it. I need talent here. There's more than one ways to skin a cat. This is just the opening, and the opening salvo, and we still have room for the Garrett chair. We got room for a lot of stuff. This is just getting started, man. We're just getting started, man. Eat a dick, bitch nigga. Chef Peter's cook. You know he gonna cook. And also, like, you got to always pay attention to any Cowboys or any 49ers that become available, because this is a relationship league. When guys know you, they know what you're made of. They know exactly how you're wired. If they feel like you're going to help their team, those are the first teams you need to look out for. So anybody that Dan Quinn coached or anyone that Adam Peters helped select or oversee during his time in San Francisco will probably have the first crack at him. So if Charvarius Mooney Ward is really going to be an option for us, I imagine Adam Peters is going to be one of the first people he called. We know the tragedy he went through with his baby this season. The worst, man. I hate that. I don't even want to talk about it. It's going to make me sad. Fuck around, make me cry on this joint. But what better fresh start can Mooney Ward get than moving all the way across the country from all that, coming to DC and coming to play for a familiar face that he could trust? He knows AP. AP is a personal guy. So I'm here for it, man. If this is our splash at wide receiver, we cooked grade B. And I've been saying when it comes to splashes that we need to be careful as fans, because every day you go down the timeline, you see some fan with some fake ass Madden type mock offseason, like we finna trade for Garrett and sign Josh Sweat and sign T. Higgins and do it. Don't work like Trey Smith. Like, you're not about to sit and sign the top 5 free agent. It don't work like that. We're going to do all that, and then we're going to trade for Garrett Wilson, and then we're going to draft the Mecca Ibuka. Like, y'all, it don't work like that. We have a lot of pieces that we need to fill this roster. Let these guys cook. We are not in the hands that we were before, man. Justin, I miss football too, and appreciate your membership. You've been locked in for 4 months so far, man. I appreciate you for the 4 months. Me and my son been over here watching Jaden Daniels highlights. I was watching the combine today. Side topic right quick. All of you dimwits who don't watch college football told me that Omarion Hampton was anything like Brian Robinson. Please turn your TVs off. Turn your TVs off. Matter of fact, turn your TVs on, open up YouTube, and dive deeper into Omarion Hampton, because I told y'all that boy's athletic. Had the best running back combine other than the Virginia Tech running back. 221-pound unit, 4.46 speed, does everything well. That boy's going top 20. I don't even think we're going to have a chance to get him at 29. So talk to me nice, though, because I told you, motherfuckers, that Omarion Hampton was an athlete. Let's get back on topic. Turn around and trade Jonathan Allen for a 5th, and all we'd lose is like $3 to $4 million in cap, and I'll take that for a starting weapon on the offense, man. We need talent all around this roster, but I'm never going to bat an eye when it comes to adding talent for Jaden Daniels, because that boy deserves the world. Jaden Daniels deserves the world, man. He's the quarterback a lot of fans here have dreamt about our whole lives. You know, the fans that didn't get to see the glory days or didn't get to see the Lombardis won here. We've never seen a franchise quarterback here. We got one. We already got haters. These boys are so thirsty about our quarterback, they can't even enjoy their Super Bowl win. The Eagles fans think about our quarterback more than they think about their own quarterback who just won a Super Bowl. That should tell you everything you need to know. Everyone knows. Everyone sees it. It's greatness that follows this young man. He exudes of it. Everyone knows it too. I feel like if we don't get anything in free agency, we're going to look to the draft with our first picks at wide receiver. When you say anything, do you mean at wide receiver or in general? Because we have 28 impending free agents or something crazy like that. We have no choice but to get things in free agency. We don't have a roster. We have a rough draft pamphlet. We don't have a roster. We couldn't even do offseason workouts right now. Does this mean we won't draft the running back early? Absolutely not. Hell no. No, this doesn't mean we won't draft a running back early. Ultimately, none of us knows what Adam Peters is going to do, but this move today does not prohibit us from doing anything. Lock in, y'all. I'm sure San Francisco will eat some of the cap. They probably will. But This move does not prohibit us from getting another wide receiver. It does not prohibit us if we want to make a play for Myles Garrett. It does not prohibit us from drafting a wide receiver or signing a receiver in free agency. All it does is add to the offense. This does not subtract to anything. So pump your brakes if that's what you're thinking. This does not change anything. This is just the first domino of the offseason. It's the first domino of the offseason. We need to see what version of DEEBO we're going to get. Are we going to get a motivated, leaned out, in shape DEEBO Samuel that is a nightmare to all defensive coordinators? Or are we going to get the version we've seen of him lately? We're going to see. DEEBO's going to a new place. This is his first time playing for another team other than the team that drafted him. And he's trying to get some more money in his career too. He only has, another year left on his contract. So you know how guys get in them contract years and them situations like that. He sees what we're building here. He's playing with Jaden Daniels now, y'all. He's playing with Jaden Daniels now, y'all. All Jaden got to do is get him the ball in space. We're going to see. Like I said, not my favorite receiver in the world, but surely an upgrade. Surely an upgrade. I hope we get Burden or Hampton. Hope we sign Khalil Mack and DJ Reed. We're going to see. We're going to see. I like Khalil Mack, but he up there. He up there. His price would have to be low for me. I prefer Mooney Ward to DJ Reed, but I would be cool with either. Love Luther Burden, and y'all already know my man crush on Omarion Hampton. So, hey, man, we got things to do. We got things to do. Gadget player. Yeah, gadget player. Y'all got too many holes to pay a bum like DEEBO. You don't got to worry about us, Chicago fan. We got money over here. We got money over here. We're not living in poverty. We got money to blow. We're not living in squalor like y'all niggas. Like, we got bread on this side. We got picks and we got bread on this side. It ain't no thing to us over here. We can sign a player or two and we good. We not tripping. Trading for DEEBO does not stop any part of the offseason plan. DEEBO has got 1 year left on his deal. Thank you, George. If it turns out he's cooked, then fine. We just say goodbye to him at the end of the year. But I have a feeling that Jaden and Cliff are going to make DEEBO effective. We just got to get him the ball in space. We have to get him the ball in space, and he needs to provide a change of pace type player to this offense like we used to do with Curtis Samuel. Period, man. He ain't had no QB and it's a fact. He was in a system quarterback type offense over there. Kyle Shanahan is the quarterback in San Francisco. Pretty good, but he limited. We got Russ call himself Mr. Unlimited. We got Mr. Unlimited. We got Mr. Unlimited over here, and his name is Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels. Don't get it twisted. Put some reverence on his names out here, man. The LeBron James of Curtis Samuels is in his prime, yes. You know, if you want, he ain't the same player, but there's a 40-minute highlight reel of DEEBO Samuel highlights if you need that in your life right now. If you need that in your life to feel better about this trade, there's a shortened, condensed highlight reel of what he did last year because it wasn't nothing too crazy. But he's a dog. The Virginia Tech running back, he's an absolute dog. And he definitely earned himself some money with his combine performance. Boy, the running back receiver day at the combine, beautiful. Music to my ears. Music to my ears. Monday afternoon, we're going to do a mock draft 1.0 trade. We're going to play around with the mock draft machine together. We're going to be one big war room. We're going to do a bunch of mock drafts, and we're going to do some deliberating and debating about which players we think should be taken. The thing is, unlike most years, we can't get too emotional about mock drafts because we're picking at 29. We don't know what the fuck the board's going to look like at 29 because this is an unpredictable ass draft class. The quarterback class is weak. The depth is better than the top of the snake. Like, this is a very interesting draft class, man. Very interesting. So we don't really know what we're picking. There's a good chance we don't even pick in the first round. You know? My man said, I crump in the rain. You hit the you got served on him. You're going to hit the you got served the Marcus Houston on him. Might get cut. two haters. I would prefer not to have a whole receiving core of 30-year-olds, but I wouldn't hate it. But I need some youth in the room. I need some youth in the room, man. Go give me some speed. Go add me some speed to this wide receiver room. I wouldn't hate a Darius Slayton if Christian Kirk got. We do need someone with some size in the room too. Maybe Diami get brought back. Nothing changes after this. This is what I want people to know. We made an addition. We made the trade. Nothing changes. The plan don't change because of this, man. DEEBO is a screen guy. We have a lot of screens sniffed out. Remember, the only person we could throw a screen to in the wide receiver room last year was Diami Brown. He was our screen merchant. I don't want to see Terry getting screens. I don't want to see Luke getting screens or whoever we add. DEEBO Samuels is a screen. He's a bowling ball. It's like watching pinball. When he gets the ball in the open field, he just bounces off defender. He turns into a bully running back when he gets the ball in his hand. So the screen game opens up. The wildcat element. Some of these freaky formations we was getting into, pulling Mariota out on the field. We're going to get cute. Cliff the King are getting cutesy on a Sunday, even when it's unnecessary. I'm sure Cliff is dialing up some shit for him right now. And remember, a line division, meaning Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, and the coordinators, Cliff was probably involved. They probably had a whole round table and shot the shit about should we or should we not acquire DEEBO Samuel. I wasn't out here pressed to go trade for DEEBO Samuel. I told y'all off rip, I didn't want to give up any real compensation for DEEBO or cut back when they were talking about maybe a third rounder for DEEBO. I was like, hell no. A fifth rounder, I'll take. We're probably about to get that back in a Jonathan Allen trade. But there isn't just elite wide receivers growing on trees and available. And a weapon under 30 that you could acquire for a fifth round pick, I'm not mad at the team shooting at that. I'm not mad at him shooting for that. I'm not expecting him to come out and be a superstar here, but I don't know if we need him to be that here. We don't need him to be that here. We need him to be a very solid second option for this football team, man. Very solid, man. Let's get to some of these supers, man. Let's get to some of these supers. What up, Rod? Appreciate you for the $4.99 donation. Saquon's success came from that offensive line he never had with the Giants. DEEBO's success will come from a quarterback he never had on the 49ers. And that is not a disrespect or a slight to Brock Purdy, but he ain't this. He ain't this, man. He damn sure ain't this. Per Jeremy Fowler, defensive tackle Jonathan Allen was part of the trade discussion between the Commanders and 49ers this week as they executed the DEEBO deal. Ultimately, he was not included. Allen is due $16.4 million this year, a possible hurdle. Okay. So whenever we get Allen up off the books, that's $16 million that gets freed up. Ooh, and they got the DEEBO versus Chauncey Gardner-Johnson gene because there's some beef and some bad blood between the two. This is just must-see television right here, man. Must-see television, man. How much do you think Cleveland will ask for Garrett? If I were Peters, which I'm glad I'm not, I'd offer 2 1s and a 2. I think 2 1s starts the conversation. 2 1s and a player. 2 1s and a player, 2 1s and a day 3 pick. 2 1s and a 2 is kind of crazy. I don't think they're getting that because ultimately he don't want to be there. With the Myles Garrett thing, they met at the combine looking to smooth things over, and Myles Garrett's agent stood on business and said, no, we don't want to come back to your impoverished organization. Grant my client a trade request. We do not want your money. We don't want your extensions or none of that. We're trying to get that stench of Cleveland up off us, so they stood 10 toes down. So now Cleveland needs to get to the next part of the grief process because they got to get to that point of acceptance. When they get to acceptance, they got to trade him. We're not there yet. They're in denial still, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there, man. What up, Grande Groove? I want Hampton, but we need our JD5 on defense. We need us one. We're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to upgrade on both sides of the ball. I don't know what the board's going to look like at 29 because We can't just force a pick just to say, oh, we need this here. We got to add some talent. We got to add some difference makers, some day one contributors to the mix. We're going to see. D-Big, you got to stop it, man. Come on, brother. You killing it out here, man. That boy DB locked in like we got a game to play next week. We got a few months left, man. But this is the way that we start the month. It is March the 1st. The new league year starts this month. Free agency, NFL offseason really starts to go crazy this week. The franchise tag deadline. DB said, we up. Get JD5 some talent, and the rest will work itself out. And that's the plan. Get him some talent. Get him some speed. Guys, we didn't have wide receivers that had yards after catch ability. DEEBO Samuel, his like only weapon as a receiver is his yak ability. He can separate. He can separate on league average, and his hands as of late weren't the greatest, but his ability is once the ball is in his hand. You get the boy the ball on a crosser. You get it to him on a screen. You get it to him out of the backfield when the defense doesn't anticipate it, and he makes magic happen. We need more of that here. And I'm not worried about his conditioning because our sports science team is doing work over here now. Bro, we just got a full season out of injury-prone old man as Zach Ertz. We got a new building now. I'm not really worried about all that over here. Come over here, play 17 games, DEEBO Samuel, and I think we're going to see some healthy production out of the kid, man. Welcome to the city. Also, I think he's going to wear number 1. I think he's going to wear number 1 because our current number 1 is an unrestricted free agent. Savion Williams, big boy out of TCU. I'm not going to hold you. The big receiver from TCU stereotype scares me a little bit, but I've seen what Savion could do. I think there's a percentage of him that is a project, but he's a dog. He's a dog. He never played with a quarterback like this. He helps the run game significantly, and we need that. I don't want to see Jaden ever lead us in rushing again. That is one of my biggest reasons that we need a running back in the top 100. I don't ever want to see Jaden Daniels have to run for 900 yards ever again. No, I don't need him having to carry us with his little legs, little reindeer legs. Love that he can do it. Don't need that. Give me 1,000-yard back. Give me 1,000-yard back, man. I wouldn't hate it, but I don't want a receiving room full of 30-year-olds. You know, Terry about to be 30. DEEBO will be 30 next year. Cup is about to be 32. I'm not mad at it because that would be a significant upgrade, having Cup on the outside and having DEEBO, which is an interchangeable Swiss Army knife type. But we need some young guys in that room, man. Bring Diami ass back now. But let him test the waters first, because I'm pretty sure he thinks his market is a little more robust as we think it is, man. What up, Bears TV? That's a good fit for the Commanders. Yo, come on, man. You got to come in with the zest. I should have known. It's the offseason. I didn't even realize whose comment I was reading. We know the Bears TV got to come in with the zest every time. I'm not reading the rest of that shit, man. Already watched his highlights, bro. Free agency haven't even started yet. My boy Charles, he said, Rio, you got to get active, man. We starving out here, man. It's that time. What better day than the first day of the month? We got a new YouTube cycle to get going, and it is the first legit month of the NFL off-season. We got one more day left of the combine. What do I think is the next move? Hey, man. You a little hard on that N-word today, man. You all right, man? You all right? What do I think is the next move? You know what I hope? You know what I wish the next move was? Myles Garrett. But to be determined. We'll come back to that. What up, Sean? What it do, my family? How we doing? It's a Saturday night. We got 1,200 packed like sardines in the chat. Washington just broke its first news of the offseason. Yes, the Allen thing was news-ish, but until we trade him, it's not news. We traded a 5th-round pick this year for DEEBO Samuel. That is 1 day 3 pick for DEEBO Samuel. I keep putting the S on the end of his name like I just told y'all not to. I'm trying not to, man. Man. Biggie Steve. Scenario: we trade the first and get a second and third back, and we pick up Savion Williams with one of our 2 second-round selections. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it at all. Y'all been watching the combine? Y'all been watching these boys run and all that stuff? Nick Imawari from South Carolina possibly had the greatest combine we've ever seen. This boy is an athletic freak. He got a 10 out of 10 relative athletic score. Absolutely lit that thing up. When it comes to our pick at 29, you better have a list of about 10 players because we don't know how the board's going to look when we get there. Nick Imawari is on that list. That linebacker from Alabama, Jihad Campbell, he's on that list. I need to come away with one of 3 running backs named Quinshawn Judkins, Omarion Hampton, Travion Henderson. I need one of them 3. Not saying they're the end all be all, but I would love to have one of them 3. Mario, this is the same video? The other one finished? What you think? You know what I'm saying? He's a weapon.
Even now he's crazy.
Yeah. I think he got a little fat last year, and their team was going through some shit, and he was dropping. He had some concentration drops, but he's a dog, though. I know he's a dog. He definitely has that dog-ass mentality that Dan Quinn talks about. He has it. Nobody can convince me we can't get better production from DEEBO in that OZD. Oh, we can. We 100% can. And I think the short-sighted way a lot of people are going to look at this is they're going to look at this as if this is the only thing we're going to do with the wide receiver room, or this is the only thing we're going to do. We're going to add a back. We're going to add a tight end. We're going to add receivers. We're going to add linemen. We're not going to be the same team we were last year. I think people are wishing on us to regress so bad. They're not thinking about Jaden in another year of development. Just like everybody got tape on Jaden, Jaden got tape on all you bitches. He got tape on all you motherfuckers, and he's going to load it up in his VR, and he's going to be ready to get surgical on y'all on Sunday. We got tape on y'all too. Do I think we get Garrett? I'm going to say it until I see otherwise. Yes, I think we're going to get Myles Garrett. We can't let Philly get Myles Garrett, y'all. If Philly get Myles Garrett, I'm going to come on my channel and cry. We can't let them come off a Super Bowl and then add the best defensive player in the league. That shit would piss me off. What happens with Eckler? I think he's here. But I mean, it ain't nothing too crazy to get out of his year in his contract. He's not getting that much money. But I think Eckler and B-Rob are still here. I just think they add a young buck to the mix that is dynamic, you know? I know the Bears fans ain't talking. Shout out to the Bears fans, though. I know they living large right now. Ben Johnson, they living in their best Ben Johnson life. Ben Johnson, at minimum, is going to make Caleb look way better than the last guys did. What a waste this guy has done. We don't need to be trading for washed-up guys. If his done season was better than every receiver not named Terry on this roster last year, I would take that here, man. Y'all got to see the vision, man. We got an offensive mastermind running the offense here. Like I said, I don't love DEEBO at this point of his career, but I'll take him, especially just for a 5th-round pick. I imagine we're going to get more from DEEBO than we were going to get out of whoever we're going to take in the 5th round. Every running back out here putting up 4-4. Hey, they moving. They moving. Quinshawn Judkins flying. You know, their speeds, Quinshawn and Omarion Hampton are right behind Travion, who we thought was like the 4.3 speed demon. Obviously, on-field speed is a little bit different than you see running in a straight line in underwear. But for all the people who think that Quinshawn and Omarion aren't fast enough, there are plenty of athletic enough in this league. They're faster than a guy like Nick Chubb, who had all the success in the world before injuries piled up in his career. So if you don't like a more athletic body built like Nick Chubb's on your NFL roster, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. If you could pick one would you add a taller, big body receiver or a speedy, shifty home run threat? So if you're asking me, would I rather have Savion Williams or Luther Burden? Give me Luther Burden. Give me Luther Burden. I can get a big body. I can find a big body to add to the room, man. I need homers, man. An offense with Luther Burden, DEEBO Samuels, and Terry McLaurin. That's a big play type offense right there. I think Luther Burden goes before, but I don't know anything. These draft guys don't know anything, and they keep telling us this is not an amazing draft. So we don't know how the board's going to fall. We don't know what it's going to look like. And I know it's going to be, it's a sickening thought to think about, but there is a good chance that we sit around for 4 hours on night one of the NFL draft and Washington does not make a pick. I think there's a good chance that we don't even pick on night one of the NFL draft because trading back is easy at 29. And who knows, we could make the Myles Garrett trade in the first round picks not even there. So just consider the fact that we may not even be picking in the first round of the draft, man. Exactly. The Cowboys traded a fucking fourth round pick for Jonathan Mingo, who has produced as much as my son in the NFL. Jonathan Mingo ain't produced dick in this league. Cowboys gave up a fourth for him. At least DEEBO Samuels is a known commodity in this league, bro. Trade value ain't like Madden, man. Your value is whatever someone is willing to offer you. So it's not as black and white as we like to think it is as fans, man. It's not. Ty Felton? Yes, sir. Would love to have Ty Felton. Ty Felton is a dog. And he ran what, 4.37? 4.37, the Maryland boy? Bring me a Terrapin, man. I'm with it. I'm with it, man. I'm with it. No, DEEBO Samuel, for people that are going to run around with lazy narratives like, oh, y'all think y'all going to beat the Eagles now because y'all got DEEBO Samuel? Nobody's fucking saying that. Not a soul is saying that. We're just talking about the addition we made. And we got better at receiver. Whether you think he's not the same, because he's not the same as he was a couple years ago. That nigga's better than every receiver we had on the roster not named Terry last year. All of them. All of them. Yep, we made a trade, man. We got DEEBO. For those just tuning in, we 47 minutes into the program right now. Washington sent a fifth round pick from the 2025 NFL draft to the San Francisco 49ers for DEEBO Samuel, a guy that Adam Peters is comfortable taking because he spent years, was a part of the selection of DEEBO Samuel in San Francisco. He's now a Washington Commander. So our wide receiving room, as we currently sit here on March 1st, is Luke McCaffrey, Terry McLaurin, and DEEBO Samuel. I don't know why I said their names in that order, but bear with me. Bear with me, man. For a fifth, F-I-F, fifth round pick. Fifth round pick. We about to get one of those back, by the way, because Allen is going to be on the move very soon. We're just getting started. The offseason just got going. This is the first real move of the NFL offseason. This and Matthew Stafford getting his contract situation rectified in LA. These are the first few swings we see in the offseason. We're going to get our next move in a couple of days when they announce which guys are getting the franchise tag, which guys aren't going to be franchise tagged. So we're just getting started, man. Nobody see us getting DEEBO and say, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl now. We're not fucking stupid, you know? We don't move like some of y'all. Why do people think getting DEEBO just eliminates us? I don't know where they're getting that idea. I don't know. We gotta step out of the Madden world and step into reality. Yes, it's an upgrade to the offense, but he don't stop anything we doing plan-wise, man. Go ahead, re-sign Diami for the low, too. There's no he's not going to get overpaid. And not to mention, Terry's going to get money. He's going to get an extension. He's going to get some more money this offseason. And that'll probably help our cap situation because you know how contracts are structured. So that, and when we get Allen's money off the book, guys, this is not your money. Stop worrying about the team's money. We still have draft picks. We still have an whole offseason to go here. Let Chef Peters cook this shit up, man. Plead the fifth. You know exactly where I was going, man. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Shout out to Dave Chappelle, man. It's all good, man. It's all good. So what we want at 29 now, if it's not going to be a receiver? Who said it's not going to be a receiver? You know what I want at 29? The best player available. The best player available at 29 is what I want. It is not as black and white as you fill the seat here, so we won't fill the seat there. No, you add talent to your roster. We're a good team now. People have to start operating under the guise that we're a good football team now. Stop thinking like we're still in the Dan Snyder world of Washington Redskins football team Commanders. We're not that anymore, y'all. Have some foresight, have some vision, sit back and let the people, the football people we hired, Lance Newmark, Adam Peters and company, let them cook. Let them cook, man. They got us the fucking NFC championship in the first year. Yes, bring me James Pierce at 29. I would gladly take it. I would gladly take it, man. Young talent. Put young in all caps, and it's coming. And it's coming. And you're not going to love every free agent signing the second it happens. They know who fits this roster. They know what we need. They not about to sit here and sign players because Rio on YouTube said they're going to sign a fucking player. Adam Peters is much more qualified than me and the rest of you. Y'all need to let the boy cook, man. Y'all need to let the boy cook. In 1 year, they pieced together a hodgepodge group of misfits and sent their ass 60 minutes from the Super Bowl. Breathe and let them boys cook, man. Breathe and let them cook. I need that Jonathan Allen trade news yesterday. Hopefully it's coming soon, man. When trades happen, like this DEEBO trade, it opens up the floodgates because it starts to let people have a little sense of what the value is going to look like. And Allen was discussed in this trade. Now that Jeremy Fowler has released that information to the masses, other teams can say, hey, yo, I heard y'all were talking Jonathan Allen trade with the Niners. What was that looking like? What would it cost us to get him over here? You know, it opens up the floodgates, man. So let it cook. First, in the Ben Johnson words, basketball guys, man. Have y'all seen Ben Johnson on his press run at the combine and shit? And since he signed the contract with the Bears, Ben Johnson is awkward as hell, bro. Ben Johnson is like when you give the quiet friend in the friend group too much spotlight and he starts saying weird, random shit. Like he not used to having mics in front of him all the time. That boy done took 7 shots at Jared Goff since leaving the Lions. That's not player. That's not player, Ben Johnson. Don't tell people that Penei Sewell throws a better spiral than Jared Goff, man. Ben Johnson don't know how to act, man. But best of luck to him, man. I hope they're good enough that we could form some type of rivalry with the Chicago Bears at some point. Did the organization not prove itself last season? Exactly. That's all I'm trying to say, man. That's all I'm trying to say. Let them cook. Let them cook, y'all. They know what the fuck they're doing. We got one of those ones at GM. We got one of those ones at quarterback. Now let's fill in the rest of this thing. I'm trusting the process, man. Welcome to the Washington Commanders. DEEBO, motherfucking Samuel. Let's get right. Let's get tight. And let's get to business, man. You got Jaden Daniels as your quarterback now, and you got one of the most creative guys in the building, in the business, calling plays. And you probably only got 1 year left to cliff here. So let's make the most of it. 2 first-round picks, Rio, and 2 hamstrings for Myles Garrett. Make it happen, AP. Damn, you're going to have me creating content for the Cleveland Browns. I don't know a lot. For the sake of this franchise, I'd volunteer as tribute. Take me to shitty-ass Ohio for the sake of Washington being great. If that's what it took to get Myles Garrett here, take me to Cleveland, man. I'm there in a heartbeat. Go Brownies. Go Brownies. It's such a pitiful team to root for. And trust me, as a fan of a team that's been a pitiful team to root for most of my life, it don't get as pitiful as the Cleveland Browns. They have no history. They have no rich history. Their fucking colors are orange and brown. They got a fucking elf in the middle of their football field. Cleveland Browns. Oh, God, man. My God. Vino, we tried, man. We have fun on this side, man. You're going to get some sound bites you're not gonna get from anybody else in the community. But I love everybody else in the community, bro. We act the whole fool and we have a great time over here. You get out to the kitchen and stop asking, is dinner ready? Let him cook. Hey, talk that talk, Daryl. I volunteer too, bro. Hey, for the sake of my franchise, I want to see this team before I die hoist that Lombardi up, bro. I'm so excited, bro. Like, I've never forced football on my son before. I said, if he starts to love it, if he wants to be a fan, he'll do that on his own time. But of course, come watch the game with me on Sunday. My son's obsessed now. My son can't turn off Jaden Daniels highlights. He wants to know every day, Papa, what are we doing? Who are we signing for? Who are we trading for? Etc. My son ain't never been like that before. So it brings a tear to my eye just that I can now share my dumbass passion with my child, because I always gave my son the choice. I didn't have a choice. I was born into this shit. I was born like a damn cult. Like, as soon as you come out the womb, burgundy and gold, you watching this game on Sunday. Hey, son, what you doing on Sunday? You ain't doing shit on Sunday. You watching this football game with me. That's what you're doing. So I fell in love with football because I didn't have a choice, you know? It was like Stockholm syndrome. And this burgundy and gold shit, it just bleeds. I bleed it now, man. The brownies. What's up, man? That was one hell of a trade. All we need to do now is get a deal. We need a lot more. We need a lot more on this roster, but this is just the first shoe to drop. I can't. We gonna have us a time on here if I ever see that notification. Adam Schefter, Rappaport, Pelissero, they come on and say we traded for Myles Garrett. We gonna have a party. I don't even be drinking alcohol, bro. I'm bringing bottles on this joint like I'm Louis T. We pouring up something on stream. Sending Rio to the Browns is like sending him to the sunken place. Them dogs was protesting. Hey, y'all remember when the Browns had the parade after they went 0-16? They had the 0-16 parade. Like, imagine having that on your jacket. Like, imagine having that on your fan resume. We had a parade after a 0-17 season. We've been through some hell and high water here, but we ain't never been that. We ain't never been that. It's all good. We don't all have to like everything the team does. We don't all have to dislike everything the team does. We all share the right to air grievances and to disagree. But I don't love DEEBO, but I like what Cliff and Jaden can do with DEEBO Samuels. And I know he's better than De'Ami Brown, than Noah Brown, than Olamide Zaccheaus and Luke McCaffrey, etc. So I'm not going to scoff at adding an upgrade for the price of one 2025 fifth round pick. I believe we will grab one more receiver in free agency, Cooper from the Bill. Amari Cooper, I'm not mad at it. Also, a little older than I would like, but not mad at it. Not mad at it. You're going to find out about T. Higgins in the next couple of days, whether they put that franchise tag on him again or not. That's going to make it, but he's going to have a robust market for real. DEEBO is better than every receiver not named Terry on the roster, and it's a fact. F-A-C-T. Fact. Fact. Oh, shit. We got a steal in the fifth round. Take it, man. When we get in the fifth round last year, that was what, Jordan McGee? Well, we didn't get to see much of him because of injuries and stuff, but DEEBO Samuel's more productive than that. Myles Garrett to the Eagles ain't happening. I hope not. I know it's possible. The one thing you can't do with Howie Roseman in the Eagles is rule them out from acquiring a player. Anytime a player worth a damn is available, Howie Roseman is capable of pulling the fleece. I don't know what he knows about the league. I don't know if he knows where all the bodies are buried league-wide, but Howie Roseman knows where he can make anything happen. So you never know. I think we can get a better one out of him. Christian Kirk, that's an easy fit. That's an easy fit as well. We do need at least one receiver in the room with a little size to him, though. A little bit of size to him. Have a feeling we ain't done in regards to the wide receiver room. Oh, we're not. We only got 3 guys, yo. We got 3. We don't have a roster right now. Our roster is slim pickings right now. It's just Luke, Terry, and DEEBO. Oh, Chase is about to get the most historic wide receiver contract in the history of the game. Big up, big up. Would I give up our 29th for Cleveland's second rounder? And oh, yeah. Take it. Like, I see a world where we're probably not picking in the first round unless there's a talent that is so vicious that you can't even think twice about it. Then I see a world where we're not picking in the first round. Hey, chill, bro. You want Luvu? You want Luvu in Philadelphia? He ain't going nowhere, man. That's our demon right there. That's our Polynesian demon right there. Screw loose, oos, CTE missile. Love that boy, man. Love that boy. Bengals Rick, we damn sure do. And I'm really praying there's an abundance of running backs to pick from in this upcoming class. But my big three for this team is Hampton, Henderson, Judkins. Please. But there's a lot more to pick from. I need one. It's all good, man. We're just talking about it. We shipped out a fifth to San Francisco. DEEBO Samuel in the building. What y'all want? Y'all want number 19 DEEBO or y'all want number 1 DEEBO? His play is not necessarily predicated off a number, but 19 just is not a fly number, though. Like, that's not a fly. Oh, Bernie Kosar looking ass number. That's a nasty number. He did play better in 19, but we're talking about us, man. It's Jaden. Like, he's going to get number 1. He's definitely going to get number 1. You know? More importantly, I'm more concerned with how he fits into his jersey than the number that he's wearing. I'm not even going to keep it a buck, man. Lean DEEBO on the way. Lean DEEBO on the way. 1 DEEBO was 45-20. Oh, no. Man, 19 is a commander's. It do feel like a commander ass number. This shit is kind of nasty, though. That shit is kind of nasty. Now we need Ashton Genty. Hey, my brother in Christ, I would love to have Ashton Genty. Ashton Genty is going to get selected within 2 hours real time before Washington touches the clock. 15 B gains. Zesty DEEBO. I need a swaggier user. Contract year for DEEBO. I expect better than his average stat. And he's with Jaden and Cliff. That's the point that I need to be hammered home. Jaden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury, bro. Come on, man. Louisville got that villain energy. Him with Jalen. Oh, that would be insane. That'd be insane, man. Louisville a killer, man. Louisville's a killer. I love Frankie Lou. When y'all was laughing at Louisville for being sick of the tush push and trying to commando over the line every play, I loved that shit. I loved it. I wouldn't have cared if they awarded them a touchdown because guess what? They was going to score that shit anyway when they got the ball off because there was no stopping that fucking play. Also, not to defend the Eagles. Guys, that's the fucking play is not illegal. We got to stop being bitches, man. We got to stop being bitches. If it was our play, we would be so happy about the tush push. Why are we talking about banning an illegal football play? Folks got to figure out how to stop it. Point blank, period. Point blank, period, y'all. V-Tech running back, that boy vicious, man. That boy vicious, man. I'm with whatever with this draft. There is no we got to draft this here, we got to draft that here. Get me talent, get me day one contributors and difference maker. Don't get me projects, don't get me experiments, don't get me in 3 years he's going to be. No, fuck that. We got to go. We're in go mode. Johnny Unitas 19, nasty work. Nasty work. Montana late in his career. What was that? Kansas City, Montana. Nasty work. I hate it. You know? Yeah, everything but a quarterback. That's a fact. We need everything but that. And that counts kickers too, because that's the one underlying thing that we don't really talk about that needs to be shored up as well as a young kicker needs to be added on this roster. But, man, I feel good about it. I like it, man. I like it. If we don't get an edge rusher at 29, I'm going to be a little confused. Don't be surprised if that 29th pick goes to Cleveland for Myles Garrett. But trust the process, y'all. Niggas need to drop the 19 universally. That's a nasty number, bro. The only person that looked right in 19 is a kicker. That's a nasty football number. That shit is hideous, man. Jahan DEEBO, no. Congratulations on your ring, but no. Absolutely not. What we going to do at cornerback? I'm hoping it's another Niner. I think it's going to be Charvarius Mooney Ward. It's going to be Ward and Marshawn on the outside, Mikey in the slot. Let's roll. Let's roll. I'm with it, man. Keyshawn Johnson, 19 worked for him. Still wasn't swaggy. His fade didn't help, but it looked fine on Keyshawn Johnson. That shit just nasty, though, man. I'll take DJ Reed. I'll take him. I'll take Carlton Davis because Carlton Davis was fucking hooping for the Lions before he got his jaw or whatever he got broke on him last year. I'm going to give Marshawn Lattimore, I'm going to shoot him bail one more time and say I'm going to judge him after I see a full offseason with the team, a full spring, summer in the program. I'm going to judge him in the next season. What I see out of him next year is when I'll make my judgment on him. I'm not going, you know what I'm saying, off the 7 games we seen out of him. I'm not going to write the book on it yet. I'm not going to write the book on it yet. Hairston is a dog, and he fast as shit. Put on a couple pounds, but yeah, he nice, man. And that shit was hideous. Cooper looked disgusting in a Dallas jersey with that weak-ass number. Y'all can't have Trey Hendrickson. Y'all might have to come up off him now. Y'all got some decisions to make in Cincinnati because you cannot waste any years in the career of an elite prime quarterback. You can't do that, man. It's very detrimental to your franchise. We got us another all-pro in our squad. DEEBO has been all-pro before. It was the year he had over 1,000 receiving yards, right? Benjamin Morrison or Siobhan Revel coming off the injuries they're coming off of. I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah, we got to get right in them trenches, man. We gotta stop the run. We got to stop the run. The Bengals, they got a whole list of people to pay, and they still got to somehow field a suitable defense over there. DEEBO's 20. He just turned 29, I believe, last month. I think he turned 29 in January, if I'm correct. Yep, he just turned 29, y'all. Hey, bro, I wore 19 in high school. Where was you at in line when they handed out the numbers? You know, on number issuing day, when y'all got to line up in the equipment room, where were you in line when you picked that 19? Because ain't no way, unless it has sentimental value to you, because in that case, I get it. Ain't no way without sentimental value, you was one of the first couple people in line was like, 19, run it. Give me that. Give me that. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. It has to be some type of emotional or sentimental attachment to the number because we ain't just. Hey, I ain't never seen a nigga with number 19 tatted on him before. This is exactly how they got that joke. Here go 19, little nigga. Get out of my office. That's all we got. Get out of my office, freshman. Correct, though. 19 is what depends. Football purists and old school, they love that 80s on a receiver shit. DMV is no Bosa zone. I don't know, man. DMV, Nick Bosa would love to play here because we're close to the White House, man. We need Justin Tucker. No, we don't. No, we don't. Leave Nasty Boy in Baltimore, man. Don't let him anywhere near King Spa. That boy Justin Tucker. That's a wild boy, man. Hold up. It's criminal how bad Ron Rivera was at making pick. My guy should be disqualified from. You know, it ain't a Rio stream if somebody don't fry Ron Rivera at least once. Okay, let's get some 49ers perspective in the building. My guy Mo knows ball. 49ers fan, 49ers content creator. Let me get this off the screen. Let me bring my boy over here to talk about this trade. What up, what up, what up, my guy?
Rio, what's good with you, bro? How you been, fam?
I am doing lovely right now, man. We're finally getting some news this football season. How are you, my guy?
Man, I was doing good and up in the room, chilling with the missus, kids running around, everybody having a good night, just finished eating dinner. And then all of a sudden I get a notification on my phone, DEEBO Samuel traded to the Washington Commanders. And so, the first person I hit up was you. Because it seems like you and your Commanders, man, y'all coming to this 49ers well a lot. Took Adam Peters from us. Now you got DEEBO from us, man. Like, what's going on over there, man?
AP just had to get his beak wet in the process for a year. Last year, we were dipping from the Dallas well. We brought over Armstrong, Fowler, Biotish, DQ, Joe Witt Jr. So, we got to poach a little bit from San Francisco. So, 29-year-old DEEBO Samuel. Talk to me about 2024 season DEEBO Samuel, because fans see numbers and they don't know the true story. Tell me the skinny about what took place in y'all's building last year.
I mean, funny thing you mentioned the word skinny. A lot of the talk surrounding DEEBO was the fact that, he was overweight. Apparently the number is he was 20 pounds overweight. And, that affected his play a little bit. From what I saw from him, he was typical DEEBO. He plays hard. He plays physical. He plays fast. Obviously, he's a wide receiver. We've seen him line up in the backfield. So he's this hybrid wide receiver, running back type of player. And he's just a hard-nosed football player. He plays fast. He plays physical. He's tough. I think you can't base 2024 off of DEEBO alone. I think just whatever it was, you talk about how not even the season. Let's just look at 2024 as a whole. We lose the Super Bowl again to the Kansas City Chiefs again after having a lead in the fourth quarter again. Having that happen 2 times within the span of a few years is deflating. So that's how our 2024 started. Then you go through the offseason. There's issues with Brandon Ayuk, and he wants a new contract. And part of the trade talks were maybe Brandon Ayuk is the one who gets traded to Washington, right? Being paired with his former college quarterback at Arizona State University and Jaden Daniels.
That's his bestie. Yeah.
Best friends, right? So there was talk around that. That kind of had a negative cloud on our team to begin the season. Then we go through the draft, we go through minicamp, all those things like that. Then Ricky Pearsall gets shot.
Oh, my God.
He's at a signing. He leaves the signing. He goes to, just do some shopping. And it was a robbery attempt, and he gets shot. And then throughout the season, continuing in the beginning of the season, Christian McCaffrey is hurt. He doesn't play the preseason. We're expecting him back week 1. 2 weeks before week 1. Oh, he won't be back week 1. He'll be out maybe another 4 to 6 weeks. Turns out he was out 2 months of the first part of the season. So our offense, after we traded for him, is run through CMC. That's what our offense is run through. And yes, we have DEEBO. Yes, we have Ayuk. Yes, we have George Kittle. But our offense is run through CMC. Did Jordan Mason step in and did he play well in CMC's absence? Yes. But teams don't respect Jordan Mason the way they do CMC. That's just how this league works. Then there's injuries all up and down the team. Dre Greenlaw gets hurt in the Super Bowl, so he's not back. So our defense isn't at 100%. Turmoil and change within the coaching staff. They blame Steve Wilks for the way we lost the Super Bowl, so they fire him. They promote Nick Sorensen. He's not a good defensive coordinator. There's all of this stuff. Trent Williams, former Washington player, had an unfortunate incident with his wife and their child who was on the way. Travarius Mooney Ward lost his daughter during the season, and he doesn't even want to be back in San Francisco because
y'all had a season from hell, man.
Mooney doesn't even want to come back, and it's not because he doesn't like the organization. He said every time we would leave for a road game and we would have to fly back to California, my heart would break all over again because that's where he lost his daughter.
Oh, okay.
So I understand him not wanting to come back. But when you add all of that up in our season, we never were able to find a rhythm. We were never able to build momentum, build chemistry, injuries, catastrophic life events happening to brothers in the locker room. And so DEEBO was never really able to get into the swing of what he's able to do and provide from an offensive standpoint. Is his weight always going to be a topic of conversation? Absolutely it is.
Like Luka.
Like Luka. But I think for the style that DEEBO plays, you don't want him to be at 180. You don't want him to be at 190 or 195.
You need a little bump
You might
to
not
him.
want him at 200. You might want him at 215. You might want him at 220, especially if it doesn't diminish his ability to be explosive, which we've seen throughout his career. It doesn't.
Okay. So 670 yards. I'm not scoffing at that because we didn't have a receiver on this team not named Terry over 500 yards last year. So if I will take that here, but you see the way that Cliff runs his offense as a guy that wants to get players in space, wants to use every blade of grass on the field. How do you see DEEBO fitting in with Jaden Daniels in this Cliff Kingsbury offense?
I think one of the things that is also amazing about what Adam Peters does is not only does he have a relationship with the player, you pair him with an offensive coordinator that had to study his game when that offensive coordinator was a head coach in the same division. Cliff Kingsbury used to see DEEBO Samuel twice a year. And so from an offensive mind, understanding how Kyle runs his offense, I'm sure Cliff Kingsbury was in those meetings with his defensive coordinators trying to figure out ways to stop DEEBO Samuel. But when you have that information and that data in your mind, if you're trying to figure out ways to stop him, I'm sure with the creativity that Cliff Kingsbury has, now he's also has ways that he can utilize him. And I think this is a great situation for DEEBO if you think that he's in a position where he needs to rehab his reputation as a playmaker. You're going to a team that has their quarterback situation figured out. You're going to a team that has a solid running game, and DEEBO does not have to be the number one wide receiver. We have Scary Terry on one side, who teams are going to focus their energy on because he can take the top off. He can run every route. He knows how to get open. Well, that is prime for what DEEBO does, because if teams are focused on Terry getting open, if teams are focused on watching the running back and spending all of their energy and their reserves on trying to stop Brian Robinson, well, now you have DEEBO being able to move all over the field. You can line him up in the slot. You can line him up in the backfield. He's a yak guy. So he's a football player. Just get the ball in his hands and let him make somebody miss. And so I think Cliff Kingsbury is going to have a field day with that, because I don't have to scheme plays up for him as my number one wide receiver. I know who my number one is. We know who the main targets are going to go to. But when we need somebody to come in, and now let's start tiring out this defense and not putting too much pressure on Brian Robinson. Let's not put too much pressure on this running game. Let's keep the running game fresh so that when we do get in the fourth quarter, then we can continue to hand the ball off. Absolutely. We already have to also account for Jaden Daniels and his athleticism out of the backfield. So now the offense is a Swiss Army knife. Now I got to account for Jaden Daniels. I got to account for Brian Robinson in this running game.
Oh, we drafting a running back too. We adding something to that room.
You adding something to that room. We got Scary Terry. Now I got DEEBO. And listen, I know he's getting older, and maybe you might think about tight end as well. I would love your opinions on that.
Oh yeah.
But if Zach Ertz can continue to have the success that he's having because he's building rapport with Jaden Daniels, older tight ends are still able to be very, very effective in the NFL. We've seen this for many, many years. So there's so many different weapons now for Cliff Kingsbury, because now he has a bit of everything. Zach Ertz brings something different from Scary Terry, who brings something different from Robinson, who brings something different from DEEBO. And now you still have to account for Jaden Daniels and his playmaking ability. Might be a problem.
Off the field and in the locker room, Deebo Samuel is a what kind of guy?
Off the field, DEEBO is a quiet kind of guy. DEEBO's not one of those. Obviously, he's
Even with the podcast.
flashy. He's got the jewelry. He's got his
Topic.
podcast. But he's not one of those guys who, you have to worry about getting into trouble off the field.
Okay.
If anything, DEEBO having his son, little DEEBO, has
Deebo.
just grounded him so much more. And I think the fan base is going to fall in love with who DEEBO is as a man and as a father. When you see him warming up for games and going over and picking his son up and giving him a high five and hugging him and giving him a kiss, like when you see that interaction from father to son, it's only going to make you fall in love with who he is as a person. DEEBO on the field is energy. I think for me as a Niner fan, the biggest thing that I'm going to miss is our tunnel entrances. Trent Williams.
Oh, man, with the boombox.
Leading the team out with the boombox. I mean, I think we're still going to do it. It's not going to be the same when number 19 or number 1, because he changed his number, is not there. He's the guy that brings that energy at the beginning of the game. And then during the game, he brings that energy by the way he plays. He may not be that vocal of a leader, but his play is what speaks the loudest. Okay. And when DEEBO is taking his face mask and running through the chest of a corner or a safety and sometimes even some linebackers, it can't help but pick up the play of the people around him.
Okay. I appreciate this, man. See, this is what we need right here, man. Shout out to my guy Mose. Hit me very early after the trade went down. I'm so glad I checked my phone, because when I got my kids with me, my shit is on do not disturb. But I had hella notifications. I was okay, something must have happened. Before you go, how does it feel seeing the Eagles do the Chiefs nasty like that, and y'all had 2 cracks at them and y'all weren't able to hold it down?
I'm probably gonna lose a lot of cool points for this, but I was excited. I was like, listen, somebody got to do it.
Okay.
I was like, somebody got to do it.
Okay.
Because Pat can't win 3 in a row. And if my team wasn't the team that stopped that run, somebody was going to have to do it. Now I would say a hate relationship with the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm a 49ers fan. But for those of you who don't know me or haven't, got a chance to, tap into my content yet, I am born and raised in the heart of Philadelphia. I still live on the East Coast. I'm in Jersey now, but I work in Philadelphia. I actually work at a school that has a stadium that used to be the Philadelphia Eagles Stadium many, like early 1900s. That used to be the Eagles Stadium. So I'm surrounded, engulfed by it. Most of my family are Eagles fans, and I just grew up on the other side. I watched football. I was watching with my grandmother. I saw Jerry Rice. I wanted to be like him. Now, my grandmother is Miss Southern Hospitality, so I wanted to be a wide receiver. Obviously, you can see me. She fed me like a lineman. But that's just who I am. I'm not an Eagles fan, but I'm still in the heart of it. But I could not sit there and watch the Chiefs win 3 straight. So unfortunately, for a day, I had to pledge my allegiance to the Philadelphia Eagles and watch them put belt to ass. And it was exciting for me to see the Chiefs go down. So as much as I didn't want it to be the Eagles, I would have rather it be the Commanders. If you guys were able to bring it home and beat them in the NFC Championship game, but whoever it was, I just needed them to beat the Chiefs.
Oh, man, fuck the Eagles, man. I can't even hold you, man. I've given them all their props and respect, though. They put up a double nickel on us in the NFC Championship and then treated Mahomes like the DC Defenders. So I can't get mad at them, but it's always fuck them at the end of the day, man. You out Philly, though, so that's your home.
Yeah. So I'm surrounded by it. But listen, here's what I am excited to see. DEEBO's now in the NFC East. Do you know who his arch nemesis in the NFL is?
It's CD, right? Gardner Johnson.
Yes. DJ Gardner Johnson. So them Washington Philly games with CJ and DEEBO going head to head twice a year, that's must see TV, bro. That is must see TV. I can't wait for the first reporter to ask either one of them the question about it and see what their responses are, because I guarantee both of them are going to say something that's going to add gasoline to this flame.
Oh, yeah.
And when they see each other come the regular season, sparks will fly. That's must-see TV. I can't wait to see it.
Hell yeah, man. Just one last thing. What kind of stat prediction season you think he could have if there's a healthy Jaden playing 17 weeks? And we can get, let's say, at least 14 games out of DEEBO this year.
At least 14 games out of DEEBO. I say 75 catches.
Ooh, I'm sold already. That's a win. That's a win. Oh my God.
I'm saying 75 catches, a healthy Jaden Daniels, and a solid 75 catches,
750, 800 yards. That's a win. That's
I was gonna say 850, but I'll split the difference. You said 750. I'll go 75 catches, 800 yards, 6 touchdowns.
That's a win.
But then I'm gonna add the caveat.
Rushing.
I'm gonna say he has about 400 rushing yards.
Ooh.
And another 5 TDs on the ground.
Oh, say less. Say less. If you could get that out of a Swiss Army knife, versatile, move around the board type chess piece and an offense, that's crazy. And considering what Noah Brown, Olamide Zaccheaus, and the collective triumvirate of mid that we put out there at receiver last year, if DEEBO can pull off that type of production, that's a win already, and he's not even a prototypical receiver. My guy, Mose, let folks know where they can find you on your way out the door, my bro.
Listen, man, Rio, we got to do this again, man, as we continue to go on in this offseason process. Once free agency hits and as we get closer to the draft, I got to, return a favor, have you on my side so we can talk about the Commanders and, what Adam Peters is thinking this time around. But, always good to jump on with you, brother. I can be found What Mose Knows, WhatMoseknows on all platforms. That's Instagram, that's Twitter, that's YouTube. That's where you can find me. I do talk Niners content. But I also cover all of the NFL. That's why I can't wait to have my boy Rio on so he can give me the scoop on what's going on in Washington. But I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll connect soon, bro.
Absolutely, man. If you need me to come on to talk about this, I'm down. Or you could bring me on when free agency start, when Mooney Ward signs with the Commanders, bro, because we pulling all Adam Peters connections down onto the DMV. Appreciate you, my guy.
All right, bro. Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My guy, Mose Knows Ball, bringing a 49ers perspective for the chat as we wrap this thing up. We still got over 900 in the building. If you could smash that like button for your boy, we got a new receiver. It's nice to bring on someone who's a diehard fan of the team we're doing business with, because it gives you an on-field and off-field perspective that we may not have because we don't know the nitty-gritty and all the complexities of the offseason, the locker room, and everything that goes on over there. But we got a receiver, y'all. I don't love the receiver. I don't hate the receiver, but I like the upgrade and I like the addition. And I like the system. I love the quarterback. I love the play caller. He way better than the dudes we got in the room, not named Terry McLaurin. So ultimately, I'm cool, man. We got money to spend. We got picks. We got draft picks for days, and the offseason hasn't even really begun yet. So if this is the way it's going to start, I'm cool with it. I'm giving Adam Peters my full faith as a fan to do whatever he like. Shout out to the South Carolina Gamecocks, DEEBO in the building. I got a couple friends I know are going crazy over DEEBO being a Washington Commander right now. I'm here for it. Move that boy all over the field. Get that boy active, get him the ball any way you can, and get him the ball in the open field, and there's going to be magic happening because we have the chosen young quarterback, man. I could go out there and put up some numbers with that guy. Shout out to him. Get him working out. No fumbles, no drops, none of that weight bullshit this year. Let's get active, y'all. Appreciate y'all for holding it down for 90-minute stream. I'm going to wrap this one up. This stream, like all streams, are powered and brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, home of the fastest payouts in the business. Promo code YouTube150 whenever you need to make some money. Please do so with BetUS, and please do so responsibly. That's all I got for right now. Monday, mock draft 1.0 stream. We're going to have some fun with the mock draft simulator, and we're going to start talking about everything that took place over Combine weekend. May get y'all some content tomorrow, but we can get active again. The floodgates are now open. Love you all. Peace. Great weekend and blessings to all of y'all in the chat. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hail to the Washington Commanders. Fuck the Eagles. We out.